He says to start with the star blooms. I'm trying not to be facetious, y'all. Y'all know I'm silly as I'll get up, but I'm trying to like be serious. So it's like tea and hut. Okay. Spirit got me on here right now, y'all. Listen, cause in my head I'm over here like blow, towel. Watch out now. It's the little one, and I'm not bow out. Like, but they want me to behave, cause it's like stay focused. Things could be trying to like warfare, but a lot of times things be hitting like potpourri. It's be like, oh, you try to send death magic, chaos magic. It was gas. I took a nap. Anywho, let's get back. Let's stay focused. A lot of the times we be having the opportunity to see the sequence in the coding that's actually being related to us, but because we're operating in the deficiencies that we are continuing to carry over instead of delinquency. Like a lot of times things be delinquent and they be like they've expired, okay? Like the time's expired. And people be saying that I sound like I had somebody tell me, a fool, tell me that I sound like I'm speaking gibberish and I'm not making sense. But it's like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That's why y'all keep on claiming that I'm shooting subliminals, but I don't be shooting those subliminals. Spirit makes sure that ain't no stray bullets being shot from places over here, mindful and intentional about whatever it is that we doing. So speaking about like the segments, like y'all be having the opportunity to see the sequence and what's happening because it's like coding. That's why like things could be brought down to like the significance of like one number altering a whole concept because there is specifics and details that are rendered in your stance, even in your ignorance, even in your unknowing, even in you thinking that you're not being seen, not being caught. Like there's always a sequence, right? And for some people, we operate in those sequences. We like in that 0 0 1 1 0 0 0. We operate in that space. So where y'all be wanting to make people be food and playing games with y'all, trying to entertain y'all because y'all still operating out of patterns, habits, and wanting to condition yourself in certain ways that are perceived outside of yourself. You don't have the opportunity to actually get in the coding of what's actually happening in you genetically, which is why a lot of people are out here continuing to try to tap into people's Akashic records, trying to see like you trying to go into my blood, but you're not willing to actually clear your blood up. You're not actually willing to deal with the fact that you got cholesterol issues, your cortisol levels is high, you don't actually understand what it means to actually be seated in your soul because you too anxious. And each time you get off of those addictions or those things you keep on taking these high risks with having these, big ass conversations in your head, making your head hurt, thinking these big thoughts like you're gonna take something that belong to somebody else, fool. You keep on being in this rate, you don't get to actually see and perceive what's there for you, y'all. You get to be at a rate to where you could release the responsibility of somebody else's intent for you instead of constantly feeling like you always have to be in combat and having conversations against these wires. Like at the end of the day, like if you're against me and you're doing root work, that means you like supposed to be my family, physical family, yet you're not doing okay, cool. Either you on board or you're going against the grain. And if you're going against the grain, these is waters, they deep. Either you could swim. If you can't swim, you gotta be strategic about how it is that you coming against something that you out of your element in. So it's like a lot of the times you don't have to really direct anything. You don't gotta dumb yourself down or not be focused. Even the so called side quests and the perception and trying to get your focus on something else, it be really, really direct, you know? Like it be really, really direct, you know? Y'all start paying attention to like the sequence that is actually like displaying itself for you. This is intentional. Y'all keep on thinking that it's the 222 because they done told you that these is angel numbers. So you wait until at 221 till you see the other 222, so you can screen record it, but really you that 221. You keep on waiting for the 333, but really you like that 343. Like, you have to be very intentional about the rate that you're supposed to receive specifically for yourself, because a lot of y'all are in representation of like divine coding that is specified to you. And the desire is to confuse you so you'll contract with something against yourself, right? And this is like the thing, it's like ancestors is reborn into the bloodline every day. And if it's like, like, let people choose what they want to choose, y'all. Y'all supposed to be staying focused and actually really, really allowing the details to be fanned out for you so you could actually see what's happening. Sometimes we don't even have the full story. Sometimes people be operating out of like attachments that they be having within themselves. It don't have nothing to do with you. But you might get caught up in something because your light, it triggers things. You get to have the same level of support that you feel like you have in deconstruction, like something that's coming to so-called tear you down, recognizing that this is a beginning, because things have to be weighed and shaken before you could actually structure and actually stabilize something. You got to make sure it's a sound foundation. And it's like when you get in that support, you get to actually be in representation of your truth. And sometimes it might show up different, but allow it to be what it is, so you don't have to convince anything that's in your present to be present with you. You get what I'm saying? It shows up spiritually first, and that's why a lot of the times we don't really be coming outside of ourselves to try to get confirmed, because I dreamed of this thing. I actually requested Big Mama to give me markings, so my confirmation is always going to be confirmed. It's not going to be, oh, you told me, and this is how I'm not in awareness through your say. So you can't come in contrast or in opposition of me on anything, because it's like a one thing. It's real stubborn. It's like it's straight up to source. It's just really, it's not like a group activity. And even when I be in a rate of perceiving beyond that one, the two comes, and it's like I understand why the one was the one. And even for you to come into this space, for you to be at some type of rate with me, it's still making a third party. So I really not gonna get around to what anybody else thinks, because I get to the three. And at that point, I'm so curious and going into rates of conversation that I'm going to communicate what's actually happening for me in the four, which is my stability. At any rate, you got to recognize that it be the sequence that's actually occurred within your circumstance that's coming to prove to you the reality and the truth. Okay, there are certain facts that are being displayed, and there are certain things that are coming in contrast with you. You could perceive it as duality, polarity. You could label it as whatever you want to label it as, but observe it, receive whatever is there for you, and operate in what is the truth. And quit allowing folks to believe that they have rights and access to like cut it off. Emancipate yourself. Okay? That's that, y'all. That's the best way I could say it. Whoever's meant to perceive it, I hope you find it, like, in a purest way. People might feel like I'm talking around in circles. I'm talking to the people who's supposed to frequent my frequency, and the people who ain't, they gonna be either agitated, annoyed, or they just gonna remove themselves, and the work will be done regardless. But the people who here for it, I'm about to get, we good. We over here healing, showing up, doing what we gotta do. All right, 909. Love y'all. Okay. No, it won't work. It's a misfire. That's what I wanted to say when I first came on. Misfire. It didn't land. That's what I wanted to say. Cause I know what's occurring, but it's like if it's really misfire, right? And it only curdles your spirit just a little bit, like it was a tickle, potpourri, a little sprinkle, right? Just so like you don't really gotta address it anymore. You could just stay focused. I'm like, oh, this is a sequence. Instead of it being 0 0 0 1 1 1 2 2 3, you trying to make it 0 4 5 7 7. Like you trying to confuse some shit because you trying to make me be in contract with something that I'm not in agreement with. No,